Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. And today, I want to share with you guys a gift that I got from Christmas from my folks. Now, if you guys have watched my channel, you guys know that I'm really into watches and really into, well, lots of things. But one thing I'm really into is my backyard. And I haven't really done any videos in my backyard or shown you my backyard. And it's because I haven't really, it's a time of year where it's pretty messy, all the leaves. And it's something I'm going to do in the summertime. But this is a backyard product I want to share with you because I just got it for Christmas. And this one here is by Feit, if I'm saying that right. Feit, F-E-I-T, electric. And this is an LED string light set. Industrial quality light set for your backyard. Now, I've had for years a set of, my God, I've had them forever, a set of small globe Christmas bulbs. That basically, you know, they look like bistro set bulbs you'd see strung over a patio or whatever. I've had them for years. I've had them since the year, gosh, I would say 2002. And they're old, and they were like maybe 12 or 13 bucks a strand. And I had those strung up across. I have a beautiful pergola that me and my dad built with a wisteria growing over it. And my backyard's really, it's really quite beautiful. A couple ponds. And one thing I love is Christmas lights for the backyard. Now, I really like white Christmas lights, and you'll be surprised if you've seen any of my videos. You guys know I love the color blue. Blue LEDs, I'm like, ooh. And I love the ability to change color, but in my backyard, I tend to gravitate more towards that warm, glowing look. I think it's really romantic, especially if you're back there with your loved one, you know, your girl, and you're having a glass of wine or a beer in the beautiful summertime. So what I intend to do this summer is, unfortunately, I'm going to take down the pergola, and I'm going to rebuild a new pergola that uses a sail shade instead of the wisteria, just because, although it's beautiful and I'm going to be sad to see it go, maybe I could salvage some of it. It's just, for my backyard, it's fenced in, and anything that falls has to be picked up. I can't leaf blow it out. It's all fenced in where I live, and it just becomes really messy. And when you have when you have a lot planted into a small space, the wisteria just produces pea pods, it produces flowers with millions of petals, it produces leaves and whips and twigs, and it's just, to have a hot tub under that, it's going to be too messy. So, with that being said, I'm going to rebuild the pergola where it's a very simple sail shade, but one thing I am going to do, and my point, is replace those old year 2002 lights. Now, I may use them for something else. I'll probably just throw them away because they're rusted, but they still work. And they're not even industrial quality. These are amazing industrial quality. And what's great about these, and I'm so fortunate my folks got me this, is that these here are 48 feet in length, and I'm going to open up the box, show you what they look like. They come with a remote control, which is a radio frequency remote control. We're going to talk a little bit about that in a second. And, of course, they only draw for 48 feet, and what do they got? How many bulbs they got here? 24 bulbs. They only draw 15 watts. And that's amazing, because when I have mine on in the backyard now, I'm probably pulling off that, I don't know, I'd say at least like 300 or 400 watts. So one thing I love about lights is the ability to have them on, have it look great, but one thing I don't like about having lights on is I'm cheap, and I want more money to spend on cool stuff, not on the power bill. So everything in my home, I think almost everything, with the exception of a night light bulb here and there, and even most night lights that I have had the LED bulbs, everything's LED. And I could almost have my entire home on and draw under 200 watts. And that's like, if we look at the lights I have, not including the backyard string lights that are the old school stuff, but if we look at the amount of lights that I have going here, I mean, we got 2 strands of LEDs, 4 strands of like 30 bulb LED lights, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We must have at least 30 LED bulbs in this house that you can turn on and have the whole house lit up and not really be drawing much electricity. And that's great on the bill, and it's great on the environment. So, when my parents got me this, I was tickled. And one thing I love about it too is it has a remote control, which you can still change the color to green, blue, red, or that nice warm white. And this is going to look great in my backyard. Now, I haven't decided where I'm going to string this up yet. I may, when I rebuild the pergola, put them around there. I may go ahead and buy another set, or I may just string them across the other patio like I've done the other ones. Which, the other ones are actually on voice control as well, so I can talk to my Google Home or the Echo and turn those lights on remotely. And I'm hoping that's something I'm going to be able to do with this. Now, I haven't tested that out yet, and I'm going to go ahead and try it and see if we get any luck with it. And we're going to do that today. And we're just going to hook it up to one of these Sonoff devices I have underneath this table here. We're just going to disconnect these lamps and see if we can get these lights to turn on, because they have a pretty big transformer. And what my goal is to be able to do is completely control this set from my phone. And I'm going to tell you how we're going to do that, or how I think I'm going to do that. But let's go ahead and open up the box, and I'll show you what you get here. These are awesome. I mean, really industrial. These things should last you a lifetime. They really should. Alright, so you get 2 replacement bulbs, and you get the remote control. And I'm going to talk a little about the remote control too, because I have a great idea with a product that I just purchased, and we're going to see if that actually works. So here's your remote control. Basic RF remote. Very simple, on, off. And you can adjust the brightness of these too. It's got a dimming feature, which is awesome. So we'll get back to that, okay? Now, of course, the lights. Now, I want to be able to put this back in because I'm not going to string these up till next year. But we'll just try to remove them without doing a lot of... Now, let's go like that. We'll go like that. Alright, so here they are. Of course, you can see I got the plastic all on them still. And I just want to show you what the bulbs look like. You can string up to 3 of these together, which is pretty awesome. And that's a lot of lights. You can see they're almost like an extension cord. Very industrial. And of course you have these eyelets on top of each bulb. And what that's designed to do is you zip tie that to either a hook, or in my case, if I hang them, because they are pretty heavy, and I don't want these coming down, I'm going to go ahead and attach some braided wire, some thin wire, and zip tie them to that, where they'll be very, very stable. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and plug these bad boys in. Might have to unwrap this a little here. Shit, why not? Let's just do it, right? Alright. I'll get them back in the box, don't worry. Alright, let's do this. So I'm just going to go ahead and plug these into the wall. And there is a switch on the actual transformer or the power supply as well, where you can press and turn these on or off. Just got to plug this in. Alright, so we are plugged in. And you can see, hopefully the power doesn't... There we go, let's try to do this here. Try to find the end. God, I'm going to make a mess. Oh yeah, these are awesome. Get the remote. So we have them on blue right now, because that's where I last had them on when I was testing them out. And I'm just going to go ahead and turn them off real quick. Whoops. There we go. And the LEDs are really interesting. They kind of have this plastic, I guess, top to them, I guess. And I'm not sure how they screw in. They do give you, let me see if they do a thread. I think you just pull right out. We're not going to mess with it today. But anyway, that's the bulb. You can see it's got this interesting shape in there. I'm going to turn it back on. Pretty cool. I've never seen an LED like that before. And they glow really, really nice. They really illuminate the entire globe. So let's go ahead and talk a little about the remote control. You have your power on. You have your power off. You have, of course, your different colors. You have white, which is a nice warm white. Your blue, your bright red, and your green. This right here is your dimming function, so you can dim these way down, which is great because, you know, maybe you don't want the lights so bright in the backyard. You can almost dim these to where they're almost off, which is pretty cool. And let's go ahead and turn them, let's go to red. Nice thing is, if you dim them, it'll stay in that mode. We're going to turn the brightness back all the way up so you can see. And let's go to this here. Let's see here. Now they also have functions where they change from like blue to red. Pretty much any function where it turns from. Well, we'll just demonstrate a few. So, oops. So there we have red, green, red. And you can change all these. So I'm just going to cycle through a couple. I'm not going to show you all of them. It's on the box. Blue. And the plus and minus on here is for your speed. So let's go ahead and speed it up. Excuse me. So there we have a much faster speed right there. We'll go to the next one. Red and white. Green and blue. So, you know, in the event that you want to get a little festive, I'm not sure why you'd necessarily want to do that. I could see maybe in the backyard in the summertime, maybe alternating color by slowing it way down like this. So I'd go all the way to the slowest one to have a real slow color change. That could be kind of cool for entertaining. If you're having some music on, you just want to get people out there drinking and dancing maybe. I don't know. But it's nice to have that feature. So I'm just going to put them back to regular mode here. There's your white. Alright, so that's about it for the lights and the bulbs. Pretty self-explanatory. Not really too much else to say about them, other than the fact they're extremely durable and very industrial. Now, let's talk a little about my plan for what I want to do with these bulbs. Now, in the event that I just have to plug them in and operate them strictly off the remote, not a big deal. But you guys know I like to automate things, and I like things to work kind of by themselves, and I like them to work without me having to press any buttons. You guys know I've outfitted my house pretty much with almost every fixture and light on some sort of smart system where I can just voice command it. And what my plan is, now I reviewed a few weeks ago, and we're going to find out if this is going to work. I reviewed a product called the RM Pro, and what that is, it's a universal remote control I have mounted up in the tree back here. And what it is, and I was going to go ahead and show you, it's not really much to look at, okay? But here it is right here. It is a little triangular box. And what that does is it basically learns remotes. And it's a smart remote control that works through the Wi-Fi network, through your phone. It allows you to send the code or a signal now remotely, of course. So let's say I have this set to turn on my TV and soundbar with a voice command. I can do that. Or I can go right into the app and actually, let's just say, and again, this is just for cool factor. How hard is it to go like this when you get home? You know what I mean? But potentially I can, and I don't really use this feature for this, but I can actually go ahead and just, if I'm down at the bar, open up the e-control by Broadlink and click the TV icon and turn on my TV remotely from outside the house, which is pretty cool, okay? But what I use it for is, so that's infrared. So what you do is you basically point the remote at it and it'll learn the infrared code, and then anytime you want to use a remote control, you can use your smartphone. So your smartphone becomes a universal remote control. Now for me, this device isn't really something that I'd rather just go ahead and grab the remote control for the TV and use that. And it takes too much time for me to open up my phone, and as far as the voice command, that's great because I can be getting dinner ready and get ready to watch a movie, and I can just say, "Hey, Echo, turn on I basically have it set to be a scene, so I can say activate movie mode." And the two lights will turn down to blue, 20% brightness, the soundbar, and my big beefy 70-inch VZO will turn on, and we're ready to go. But what I like about this is this thing not only you're not only able to program infrared signals, you're actually able to program radio frequency, and this operates on radio frequency. And this is what I've done with one of those. I had an outdoor, the Christmas tree plug-in modules to give you a little cheap remote. I've been able to actually automate my outdoor Christmas tree or Christmas lights this year with that device. So let's just say when I'm leaving at work in the morning and I want to go ahead and turn on the lights, it's that time of year where we're going to be taking them down pretty soon. I can go ahead right from work, go to my phone, and turn on the Christmas lights. My security system will detect the difference, and I get a notification that my Christmas lights are on. So what happens is this is learn the RF code. And once I go ahead and do that remotely, and I have it named Dimplex because the remote, the device I'm using came from a Dimplex fireplace, and it learned that radio frequency, and now it sends that signal out, the receiver picks it up and turns on the Christmas lights. And what I think I can do is program this remote control into this, and we're just going to kind of test that out. So what basically what I'll be able to do is remotely control the color of these lights and the functions from outside the house, or of course remotely. Which, if you can operate it that way, you won't really have to plug it into like a Sonos device or a smart wall plug. You'll be able to do it just by using the RF feature. But again, it depends on how far that'll broadcast, because maybe it won't broadcast outside the house. So that might be something I might go ahead and just say, okay, well, let's just use them to turn them on or off, because they will default to the color you leave them on. So that's pretty cool. And in the event that none of it works, I still love the lights. They're going to look great in the backyard, okay? Alright, so with that being said, why don't we go ahead and test this out with, let's see if we can at least get it to turn on or off with one of the Sonos switches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first unplug the lights from the wall. I'm just going to plug them back in to see if they default back to the white. Now the only thing is, I'm not really sure if once they're unplugged for a certain amount of time, because remember, the Sonos switch or any of those smart switches, the fixture or device has to be powered on. It can't be something that actually senses. This has a push button. So let me try plugging that in again, see if they actually come on. So they did actually come on. So it might be that let me just try one more thing here. If I turn them off and now unplug them and plug them back in, they're off. But if I turn them on and unplug it and put it back in, they default. So it looks to me like whatever mode you leave these lights in, when it gets power again, it should turn on. So let's go ahead and put that to the test. So I'm just going to plug this right into the Sonos switch. Going to unplug these lamps back here, so bear with me. Actually, we're just going to plug right in with it. Alright, so we're plugged in. And so I'm just going to say, hey Google, turn off the living room love seat. So annoying. Hey Google, turn off the love seat lights.
You got it.
Alright, so there you go. For me, I don't pronunciate, so I gotta repeat myself all the time. So let's try it again. Hey Google, turn on the love seat lights.
Sorry, I can't help with that yet.
Hey Google, turn on the love seat.
You got it. Turning the love seat lamps on.
And they didn't turn on. That's sad. I'm disappointed. Well, that's probably because the Sonoff switch lost Wi-Fi, and that's something I've reviewed. Sometimes they just drop Wi-Fi. Let's try it again. Hey Google, turn on the love seat lights.
Okay, turning on the love seat lamps.
Damn, that's cold. Anyway, that's the fault of the switch right there, the Sonoff device. For some reason or another, they just kind of, they're not as reliable, I have to say, compared to the... Yeah, so this thing's lost Wi-Fi connection. So we'll just leave it at B right there. We'll just disconnect from here. I'll just push this back into the couch. Definitely been having some problems today with stuff dropping. I'm not really sure why, but let's go ahead and plug them back into the wall outlet. So they turn back on. So we know that we can use a smart wall switch on these, which is great because that's something I want to be able to do. I love being able to have the backyard on remote control and voice command. So we'll get that fixed. I know it's something we can just work out. You know, the Sonoff switches, although they're $5 and they work most of the time, they always drop signal quite a bit. And I have to say, the other ones I got on eBay that were only about $23 for two, I might have to upgrade all these other Sonoff ones at a later date. You know, some people say, well, if your router's got too many things connected. My router's a state-of-the-art AC3200 by ASUS. You could connect a lot to it, like a whole office. So I'm not really sure why that's doing that, but I will say that maybe the antenna in the Sonoff switches isn't really all that great, or maybe I'm just having Wi-Fi issues today. But nonetheless, it does work. Let me try it one more time. Hey Google. Hey Google. Turn on the love seat.
Okay, turning on the love seat lamps.
Yeah, so I'll just have to... I'm just going to reboot that Sonoff switch. Hope she comes back online. Now you guys might be saying, oh, well you should have all this figured out. Well no, because my video. Alright, so we just got Wi-Fi connectivity. Hey Google, turn on the love seat lights. There we go. Now we're talking. Alright, well, it works. So, anyway, smart stuff, man. Sometimes I feel dumb owning it. But no, it's all cool. It's all good. I mean, this stuff's really cool stuff. So I love the ability to be able to turn on my backyard with this device. It's going to be great to actually activate a scene. So let's move on to the next thing, the RM Pro. And so what I want to do is see if it'll learn a code for this. So we're just going to change the color. So we're going to red, white. So we're functioning here. And I'm just going to see if the RM Pro will learn one of these remote codes. So let's see here. So now, I don't know if I want to walk you guys through all this, but I'm going to just go ahead and try here, because I know some people who own the RM Pro might have a question here. So just going to add a device. I'm just going to add her, let's see, I think it's a remote we're going to add here. And so we're going to user defined, and we'll go sort in order. And so we're just going to add, and we'll add an icon. Let's just go, we'll go, what we got named? Let's just say string lights. So we'll save that, and let's go ahead and program this. So now, of course, I hope you can see that. It's probably hard to see, but we're going to go ahead and learn a single code. So what I'm going to do is press that. And so let's see if the RM Pro did anything here. Alright, so the RM Pro's orange light came on. And I'm just going to go ahead and press the on feature. The on button. Okay, so I pressed the on button. Let me go ahead and program one for the off, okay? And we'll go. Name this off. We'll save that. And let me rename this one here. Oops. Alright, so now we're going to program the off. So I'm going to go ahead and learn single. Oops, learn. And we're going to hit the off button. Alright, so now the RM Pro has learned the RF frequency, hopefully. Let's see if it actually works. Now on my remote, my phone, I'm going to go ahead and try that. So I'm going to turn the string lights on. And so as you can see, the string lights have come on, so it does work. And we're going to turn them off. So now, with that being said, we can control this entire string light set with the RM Pro. Now again, I'm not sure of the distance on this. I have it set up in the tree here for the purpose of the TV. It might be something I might have to move, but if I have to move it at a later date, maybe I can find a spot, maybe centrally located up here. It's not going to be too far from the backyard. I know right now, from this distance to the front yard, which is about, I'd say about 13 feet, it's able to penetrate the wall and turn the device on and off. So hopefully we'll be able to do this with this particular setup as well. So that's a great feature. So yeah, so I'm pretty pleased. I'm really glad that I was able to get that to work. I'm going to finish up reprogramming the codes here. And I'll do another full review on this once they're installed. But great device by Feit. If I'm saying that right, Feit, one of the two. LED string light set, 15 watts on a full strand. Definitely something I'm probably going to pick up a few more. Just to let you know, these do run. They're low priced. They do run about $80, but this is something that's going to last you a really long time, and it's not going to draw a lot of power. So if you like to entertain, you're going to save a lot of energy getting these set. You have two of these strung up, only 30 watts. That's nothing. So pretty awesome. I mean, if you're into having things look nice and have that great ambiance of what these lights look like in the backyard, the waterfall. I can see with the hot tub I'm going to get and the waterfall glowing. It's going to be really awesome. And I'm going to actually do a whole smart backyard series in the summertime, but stay tuned for that. Alright guys, well if you have any questions about this stuff, go ahead and drop a comment. Remember to subscribe to the channel. And as always, if you do subscribe, remember to click the bell to be notified anytime I upload a new video. Remember, anytime you make a purchase through my links, it does help to support the channel. So I'll put a link for this in the description. Guys, this is a great device for you guys if you want to. Remember, if you guys are like me and you got a smart home, have a smart backyard as well. I'll put a link for each one of these devices in the description again. Alright guys, thanks again for watching. Have a great day.